Why did you choose France to go for your studies?
Because I like French men.
Oh!
No, kidding, but
No, but real. Kidding, but real. Because
yes, of course.
Come on.
I've dreamt of Paris ever since I was 5. I never knew where it was on the map, but I've always wanted to go to Paris. Everybody just laughed at me.
Actually, my very first impression of France started way back when I was very little.
When I was young, I used to watch on TV this chef. And from then on, I think I was about 11 years old. I said one day, I will live in this country. I don't know what it was at that time, but I know I will live in this country.
If you're thinking of stereotypical Frenchman, how would you describe this stereotypical Frenchman?
It would be somebody wearing a beret.
An old man with a big nose,
Complaining about the weather. Why is it so hot? Why is it so cold?
wearing stripes.
and carrying a baguette.
A lot of people have stereotypical notions of what France is like. So did I before I lived there. But when I arrived, I realized that France is so much more than just food, fashion and Louis Vuitton. So there's a dissonance between people's imagination of France and the real France, and I wanted to explore that in my novel Annabelle Thong. But then again, I consider myself a humor writer, so I decided to give it a comic twist.
Eventually, one day, I ended up there and spent 10 years of my life.
Finally get to see all those museums and all those famous artworks for the very first time. I was so excited.
So, what do you think of La Bise?
Confusing. 1, 2, 3, 4. When to do how many?
I remember when I was 8, 9, when will be the first girl I will do the beast to, and then after it's just, you know, a normal scene.
Not like Singapore, just like, hey!
What were your impressions of the French language?
I must tell you a secret. I think at first I was duped into learning French.
I thought I speak it well. I get corrected so badly by my children.
The way they say it, the gestures, everything, I love it.
So I can see Edouard looking very proud.
So what's my favorite French food?
Love it, love it, love it. I love French food.
You can't even get me started on that.
Steak tartare, your stew, your beef bourguignon.
It's very funny, but it's frog's legs.
French bureaucracy is just a lot more romantic.
The French bureaucracy is the worst ever.
I think you're very kind to the French.
What do we feel about those strikes?
Actually, I find them a nuisance and inconvenience.
It's horrible when you want to take the metro and you want to go to work and there's no train.
The French, when you approach them and you speak English, I think they don't know how to reply you, and you feel that they are being very arrogant, but they're not.
I found everything that I wanted to find in my life in Paris.
Everybody says that French people are snobbish, but I've made so many friends, I don't think so.
I had the best time of my life in France.
Annabelle Thong is the story of a typical Singapore girl who finds the courage to leave her comfort zone in order to find the love that she truly deserves. Singapore should have our own chick lit icon. America has Carrie Bradshaw, the UK has Bridget Jones and Becky Bloomwood, and I would love if Annabelle Thong becomes Singapore's chick lit icon, although I know that she will have tough competition from Barbarella.